Class C. Well, we are here just off of High Street at the Trade Mart for the Mississippi Economic Council's Capital Day. And with us here in the Trustmark studio is Scott Waller, the President and CEO of MEC. Scott, good morning to you.
Good morning. It's always great to have you all here.
Well, appreciate your having us. And I know this is a busy and early day for y'all.
It is, but this is always one of our most enjoyable events because it's the fact that it's kicking off the new year, it's kicking off a new session. This year it's kicking off a new term. So we've got a lot of really good stuff happening, and we've had the opportunity to really start to get to know some of our new legislators. I think we're going to have one on in just a few minutes.
That's right.
That fortunately I've known through some other work that we've done. And then, we really have focused on keeping this the first Thursday of the session every year because it's a great way to kick it off. And, every 4 years when the new term starts, it gets really busy because you have inaugurals, you have all the other stuff that's going on along with it. But, that's part of what makes this great. People come in, they can take advantage of having several different things to participate in. And we're expecting a great crowd today. And, we really do appreciate our sponsors because we couldn't do that without them. But this is what we do at MEC. We connect people, talk about the issues, and allow them the opportunity to meet with their state leaders at the same time.
So for folks who don't know, what exactly is the Mississippi Economic Council? What's your mission? And
we are the State Chamber of Commerce. So we are a private, not-for-profit organization. We're not a state agency. Sometimes our name gets a little confused there, but we're funded solely by the businesses that are members of MEC, and we have businesses in all sectors of the economy, and it shows if you look at our.
It really is an impressive list.
If you look at our sponsor list, you can see it really is. Every business sector of the state participates in our organization because we look at things more from a broad-based approach on how do we help move our state forward, how do we improve the economic conditions in our state, how do we, more importantly, the thing we've been focusing on for a number of years now is workforce development. How do we not only get more people trained into a post-secondary type program, but into a program that's going to lead to a good paying job right here in Mississippi. And then and in turn, that I think gives us a bigger skilled workforce and hopefully begins to address some of the issues that we have with workforce participation and creating that labor pool that we're going to need for the future.
And is that, in terms of what y'all are focused on this year, I mean, would you say that's one of MEC's major focuses is workforce?
It really is. From a legislative standpoint, 2 years ago, the legislature really did, they passed a tremendous piece of legislation to create the Career Coach program in the state. And it got in about 50% of the high schools. They came back last year and added some more money to it. Now 80% of high schools in the state of Mississippi have a career coach. The goal has to be that every high school has the capability of having a career coach because what they do is they work individually with the students on what is it that you're interested in doing, what is it you're good at doing, what are the careers that fall into that category. They help them define that in a way that gets them on a path to be successful. And in many cases, it's sometimes something they just didn't think about because they didn't want to or they just didn't think that, but then they realize, hey, I really like doing this. And we have a video that we're going to show today that they talk about a young man who really had not ever thought about it, kind of following in his father, who has been a truck driver for years and done very well. And he went out and just did it. And all of a sudden in high school, he's now working and doing this stuff. So, I mean, there are some things that are happening. So we have 3 career coaches coming in today for our morning session who are actually, they're the feet on the ground, working with the students to talk about why this program matters. So I think as we look to it, funding of workforce, funding of the Accelerate Mississippi is a big part of what we're trying to do. Secondly is making sure we got the Career Coach program funded at a level that's going to make it available to every student. And then we'll have a few other issues as well, as we always do, that deal with education workforce. But, one of the other issues is going to be health care. I mean, I think that you've heard from Speaker White and you've heard from Lieutenant Governor that this is an issue that is facing us, is how do we get working Mississippians to have access to health care. So we look forward to working with our leaders on trying to find some solutions to that because it is an economic issue. And so those are the things that we kind of will see as we move forward, where we're headed with some of those things. And then there's, of course, we'll watch all the legislation because it always comes that there's something that we're not expecting that we end up having to deal with during a legislative session.
There's always that surprise.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and sometimes it's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, but sometime in February or March, suddenly you're getting active on one.
That's the interesting thing, particularly, this is a longer session, so the first deadline is not until February 14th. So we've got there's a lot of time with the legislature in session for things to like that to pop up.
So, a lot of time for them to come up with good and maybe some bad ideas in the next 30 days. So.
But we're very fortunate. I think you know that. We've got a really pro-business legislature, regardless of which side of the aisle they're sitting on. And I think that's been one of the things that has helped our state tremendously is having a legislature that understands why it's important to have a strong economy and why all sectors of the economy, from manufacturing to agriculture to banking to everything, is important for our state.
They need to be successful. Well, Scott, thank you for being with us. Good luck on a great day today, y'all. This is Lucien Smith in for Paul here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Live from downtown Jackson at the Trade Mart, where the Mississippi Economic Council is hosting its annual Capital Day. And with me here in the Trust Mart studio is Scott Waller, the president and CEO of the MEC. How you doing, Scott?
Doing good. It's time to get rolling.
So I hear them in the background already ringing the bells, telling people to get in there.
Go inside. We're going to start in just a couple of minutes.
Well, I know we just have about a minute here with you, but tell me what the focus of today is.
The focus of the day is to look at the key issues that's going to help move our state forward. I believe one of those has to be workforce development. I know you've had some of the career coaches on earlier today. That's going to be a big part of today's program. Then we'll go to the Capitol. We'll load up buses, take everyone over to the Capitol for some briefings from the Lieutenant Governor, the Speaker of the House, and members of the legislature, and really hear what their plans are for this session. And then, of course, here this morning, we'll kick it off with the governor and hear what he has to say and what all is going on in terms of his perspective on how we continue to build on the momentum that we've seen over the last few years with just tremendous economic growth, tremendous capital investment by companies all throughout the state to really make a difference in moving our state forward.
Well, if folks are, did you have to register in advance, or if you're listening
and want to come, if you're close by, pull on in, come on in. We're getting started in just about 5 minutes, and it's going to be a fun day. And we cap it off with a wonderful lunch.
Well, I know you got to go kick this off, Scott, but any sort of final thoughts before you head in?
No, we just appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate all of our sponsors. The fact that we're able to do this every year is so vital to give our members an opportunity to visit with legislators, talk about key issues, and help move our state forward.
Well, thanks for all you do. I hope y'all have a great Capital Day today, Scott. It's good to see you.